everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And I'll tell you what I'm passionate about: backlash. I got a lot of backlash when I scored last year's Covenant Cabernet from Napa Valley, which is a kosher wine, by the way. The 2005 vintage that I think Parker scored like 92 points or maybe even higher. He scored it that high, maybe even 94. I don't remember, but I scored it 69 and panned it on the show. And I remember it being a big hoopla. I promised some people that I would come back and taste the wine. Now, this is the 06 version. This is the new release. It's $72 US. I mean, talk about pricey. But Leslie Rudd and Jeff Morgan, an amazing duo. Jeff Morgan, a great winemaker, put out great wines. This is, again, 90 to 92 points. Robert Parker, widely considered the best domestic kosher wine in the country. And kosher wine in the country. Best domestic wine in that makes kosher. And I'm going to retaste it. This is the 2006 vintage. What I did this time was we decanted it for about 6 hours. So I want to give it everything I can to make sure that we're giving it a fair shake. Again, 2006, it's a different vintage, so it's a totally different wine. I did retaste the 05 a couple of times and still feel very confident in the way I scored the 05. However, this is now the 06. Again, one of the most controversial wines ever. I mean, sparked emotion out the yin-yang. It was interesting, to say the least. And so I'm excited about trying the 06. I hope I'm not putting myself in another awkward position. But let's see what's going on here. Again, 90 to 92 points Parker. Great color. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Very pretty on the nose. Very Bordeaux-like. So a little bit of a different take on the nose than I remember last year. Really nice black, spicy cherries coming through on the nose, so think of like spicy cherries. God, it's, Mott, you know, I love the couch. Get over here, Mott. I'm just gonna I'm gonna slide it a little over to this side. Put the camera over a tad. I think I'm gonna lay and taste today. Nah, it's awkward. Anyway, pour just a tad more. I think I dumped a little bit more than I wanted to. You know, Covenant is producing very serious wines and has a very interesting nose. It's a little tight, actually. For 5 or 6 hours, I'm surprised how tight this nose is. Let's give it a whirl. A little more refined than I remember the 05 vintage. Good structure. Really nice back end. High on the tannin levels. Very serious wine. Good fruit, very ripe. I like the sandy aspect of this wine as well. Good structure. Reminds me a little bit more of Bordeaux than California Cab in its approach. A little like upfront bright fruit on the back end. Well made. Definitely better than the 05, in my opinion. And again, you know, I'll take this Friday to really drill it home. Listen to me and listen to me good. Every person has their own palate. Every food you like or dislike is different than somebody else's. Every piece of music you like to listen to or not listen to is different than everybody else's. You can't go forever and have the same taste. You're tasting women. I like chickenpox marks. If a girl has a chickenpox mark on her face, I love it. It makes me go wild. Mott, other people like belly rings. Freckles. I love freckles. I mean, it really depends. Mike, do you like freckles on girls?
Have you ever taken a look at my wife?
Yeah, you like them too. So, I mean, but you know, that's not the point. The point is everybody has a different taste. You like different wines, and plus that taste changes. Where my palate was in 1998, 99, 2000 is very different than where it is today. And so whether I gave this wine last year a 69 and you gave it 100, or this year I'm going to give this wine a 90, which is where I'm leaning, and you might go somewhere else, that's kind of irrelevant. What I really am hoping to drill home with WLTV is embracing your own palate, trusting your own palate and trying different things, and most of all, of course, trying them with other people. And so, you know, I don't know, all the controversy of whether I like a wine or hate a wine, or, you know, it's kind of silly. And I hope that you trust your own palate and try different things. And, you know, if you're rolling deep and buying expensive $60, $70, $80 California wines, I hope you give this wine a shot. This is a kosher wine, and I think it brings serious thunder this vintage. To me, this is much less flabby and lean. It's almost like the '06 version of the '05 in the 1 year that we've tasted them, that it's done 100 push-ups and it's run a mile every day. It feels leaner, more focused, less flabby to me. Definitely a much better effort in my opinion. I like the black licorice that I'm feeling on the back end of the palate. There's an herbaceous aspect to this wine on the upfront fruit. Grapey grape, grape ape. A lot of grape flavors coming through. Almost like that grape soda gum candy. Remember, it's like a little container, looked like a milk carton. There's little pebbles, like little grape pebbles. I get a little bit of that flavor. Very good, very structured, very polished, very Bordeaux-like in its overall content. A little bit brighter than Bordeaux. Really reminds me, believe it or not, of some of the really nice wines from the Middle East. Some of the Lebanese and Israeli wines that I showcased in my book, for example. And, don't worry about it. And, really nice wine. A tad pricey. I'd be really excited if this was in the 50s. It's 72 bones. Pretty pricey. This is Splurge City, USA. But if you only go kosher or for the holidays for people of that nature who want to try this wine, I think it's very, very good and very much worth the splurge. If you're somebody who just loves great wine and wants to explore different things, I think it's very much a California cult wine and ranks up there with the Altamiras and the Camises of the world. Again, I don't know if I want to go... I'm going to go 90 points in this wine, which is a heck of a lot better than 69 that I gave last year's vintage. I like it, and I think... I'm not going to go there and say it's worth the buy, though. For 72 bucks, more, man, you could buy so many 2005 Bordeaux's and some other wines out there. But if this is the style you like, the fruit and a little bit of oak, a little cedar, a little tobacco, little grape flavors, this is a wine that you definitely should not run away from if you're looking at a list in Napa Valley and you're looking at 7 or 8 different cabs and this is one of them and you've had the others. If they're cake breads and frogs leaps and camises, then I really highly recommend you give this a shot. I think it's going to get better with age. The herbaceous aspect of this wine between the mid palate and the finish is really what makes this iconic to me and really the signature of this wine. And so that's what I'm excited about the most. I always want to drink directly out of a decanter. Thanks, Thunder Show, for allowing me that. Other than that, not too much. I hope everything is going well. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. And I hope you share it with somebody you love. And as a matter of fact, let's do like a little Vaniac family thing. Do me a favor. Send an email or give a phone call to a relative or friend you haven't talked to in a long time. I'm going to do the same thing. It's just amazing. Last time we did it about 150 episodes ago, and it was amazing. I did it myself with some high school friends, and it's the best thing I did. So let's do that this weekend. That's what life's all about. Wine is just an extension of it. Because you, did I ask a question of the day? No question of the day yet. My question of the day is going to be very complicated. Who is your favorite character on Gilligan's Island? Come on, isn't that insane? Like, that just popped up out of nowhere. I mean, that's where my mind goes. That's how I roll. That's how lucky I am. Mom, Dad, thank you for this kind of DNA, that my mind could just flip like that. I mean, like, where did that come from? You've been hanging out with me all day. I have no idea. Who's your favorite character on Gilligan's Island? Because you, with a little bit of me, and making that effort to reach out to a loved one or an old friend this weekend, we're changing the wine world, whether you like it or not.